Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Russ Riesinger. More businesses get ready to reopen in phase 1 of Governor Bullock's directive.
We're ready for business. We're ready to unlock that door at 8 a.m. Monday morning and welcome our customers in with open arms.
This coming Monday, May 4th, restaurants, bars, breweries, distilleries, and casinos can reopen. It has been over a month since those businesses have been able to open their doors to customers. One local casino owner has been able to keep all his machines with proper distancing, but will not be allowed to have customers at the bar. Q2's David J. shows us what they're doing to get ready to reopen.
It's eerie. It's completely different because there's nobody in here. It's nothing like it was when we opened.
That will change on Monday for the Lucky Sevens Casino in the Heights.
I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic just to see everyone again. It provides that social interaction that everybody needs instead of just being cooped up, not being able to get out and socialize. I think that's a big aspect of it as well.
Lucky Sevens owner John Geis followed the state guidelines for approval by the county health office.
We did spread our machines out to meet the social distancing requirements of 6 feet per machine throughout the whole casino.
When you come into the casino, you can smell that it's been freshly cleaned. And that was a big part of getting it reopened, and it'll be a big part of staying open.
We did use industrial cleaners, and that does kill the coronavirus. Really did a deep clean. We're going to clean our machines from top to bottom, the chairs and everything, so when a customer leaves and a new customer comes in, they know that machine has been cleaned. Also clean all door handles, both coming in and out of the building. Every ATM, any touchable surface, we will be hands on deck cleaning it to make sure everything is safe for our customers and our employees.
All 4 of his employees are ready for work.
Even though when they found out what they could get for unemployment, they assured us that they would love to come back. And we appreciate that. We appreciate our employees hanging in there with us during this time and coming back. That really means a lot to my wife and I.
And it has been a challenge during the closure.
The bills keep coming, and especially with no income coming in. It's been a tough go, but we survived it, and we will continue on.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Well, Geis also says customers will open their own beverages and soft drinks from the fountain will be served in plastic cups that will only be used one time. He also plans on having hand sanitizer and gloves available for customers. Well, there were no new cases of coronavirus reported again today in Montana, but there was unfortunately another death. The Blackfeet tribe today reports a tribal member has died as a result of COVID-19. Tribal officials note the individual was not on the Blackfeet reservation at the time of their passing. Now, the news comes as the state reported no new cases for the second time in the last 3 days. The state's latest report shows there are now only 56 active cases across Montana. Well, for the first time, we hear from a Billings woman who says she struggled for days with the coronavirus and spent 2 weeks in the hospital fearing she might die. But as Q2's ANDREA LUTZ reports, this survivor wants others to know just how serious the symptoms can be.
Rachel is an essential worker at a local grocery store, so she didn't want her identity, her face, and her last name to be included in this story. But she tells me she spent the last 14 days in the hospital, fearful because many times she couldn't breathe.
First time in my life that I really felt that I could die.
Now back home after being released just yesterday, Rachel is resting comfortably. But her journey up until this point has been eye-opening.
People say, oh, it's the flu. It's just the flu. No, it's not the flu. If I can stress that 1,000,000 times, it is not the flu.
Rachel says her husband got sick first, but oddly enough, he tested negative for COVID-19.
24 hours later, I had the fever and a chills and a cough. But I still didn't think, since he was negative, I didn't think anything.
When she showed up to get tested, she was admitted right away. With oxygen pumping into her lungs, she says she struggled to breathe.
And they listened to me, and they said, we're admitting you. And they put me on 50 liters of oxygen immediately.
She spent time in the hospital sleeping mostly. Now looking back, her biggest question is how she even got the virus.
So I was working 1 4-hour day a week. So when I found out, I was like, how is this even possible? You know, I didn't know where I got it because we didn't go anywhere.
And she has just one piece of advice for others.
It is very serious. And if I can get it, anybody can get it. Please be diligent. Please listen to the guidelines. That's what they're there for. They're a protection.
And Rachel did want to pass along how grateful and thankful she is for the hospital staff and the care she received while she was in the hospital for those 2 weeks. She says the nurses and doctors were excellent. In Billings, Andrea LUTZ, MTN News.
Thanks, Andrea. As part of the Federal CARES Act, Montana has $1.25 billion to spend on impact from the pandemic. Today, Governor Bullock unveiled a report recommending how to spend that pot of money. Now, the 24-member council chosen by the governor recommends 3 areas of economic assistance: immediate safety net spending, such as assistance to local food banks; business stabilization, including direct grants to businesses and nonprofits; and a jumpstart for tourism, hospitality, and entertainment businesses. The council also recommends money be spent on direct public health and healthcare expenses, such as testing and tracing efforts. The report is only an outline. Decisions on actual spending will be made by the state.
What this report isn't is it's not a list of selected or specific projects or grant recipients. It is not a recommendation of how much money should be allocated to each specific relief program. The state has an obligation to ensure the funds are spent in accordance with the federal guidelines, rules, and regulations. The state must be accountable for the expenditure for every taxpayer dollar.
The governor will likely announce the first round of earmarks next week. Well, a controversial news conference held by 2 California doctors has gotten a lot of attention on social media this past week, but not all good attention. Q2's CHAQUILLE COZART has more from a Billings doctor who dismantles their claims and tells the community to continue to social distance.
Videos of a news conference held by 2 California doctors has gone viral in the past week and has been repeatedly taken down from YouTube due to information that causes health concerns.
Do we need to still shelter in place? Our answer is emphatically no. Do we need businesses to be shut down? Emphatically no.
During the conference, both doctors went against CDC guidelines and denied the importance of national and local government stay-at-home orders. We talked to Dr. Brad Fuller here in Billings for his thoughts on the claims that were made by those doctors.
First of all, just to say we should get it and build up a natural immunity isn't appropriate because we still don't know long-term sequelae from this infection. We don't know if it increases your risk of lymphoma. We don't know if it increases your risk of chronic lung disease. We don't know if it increases your risk of heart disease. We don't know enough about it now to say, oh, if you get it, no big deal.
Dr. Fuller states that there are flaws in the arguments regarding our body's immune system.
We've already been exposed to many viruses, bacteria, fungus, and our immunity is built up. So to say that if we quarantine ourselves in our house for a month or 2, that we lose this immunity, that's simply not true. Our immunity lasts for years, decades, centuries, potentially.
The 2 California doctors also attempted to compare COVID-19 to influenza, stating that the spread of COVID-19 has been similar to that of the flu.
They talk about it's ubiquitous and that it's out there. Influenza is out there, coronavirus is out there, and that people die from flu and people die from coronavirus. It's the same. It's not the same at all. More people died in 1 month from coronavirus than we did the whole flu season.
One of the main claims that was made during the conference was that COVID-19 has a very low mortality rate at around 0.01%, which they say is less than the flu.
If you did the same logic that they are using, I calculated the number for global, let's just go global now. The mortality rate would be 0.0029%. According to their math and their fuzzy logic, that's no big deal then. If we're worried about 7.8 billion people in this world and only 0.0029% are dying, large volume, small death, that's just such an illogical number.
Dr. Fuller urges the public to continue to social distance and follow the guidelines that the CDC and Yellowstone Unified Health Command have put in place to keep people safe.
Social distancing works. If you take the percentage of deaths by the percentage of population, it is clear as day how it works.
In Billings, CHAQUILLE COZART, MTN News.
Thank you, CHAQUILLE. And of course, keeping our hands clean, more important than ever during the COVID-19 pandemic. And that's especially true at healthcare facilities and for first responders. ExxonMobil is helping out in a big way here in Yellowstone County. Representatives of the Billings refinery delivered 500 gallons of medical-grade hand sanitizer to the leaders of the Yellowstone County COVID-19 Incident Command today. Over the past few weeks, 20 rail cars of propylene have made the 1,600-mile journey to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where it's been manufactured into hand sanitizer. Now, the company is supplying the finished product to states in need and where it has operating facilities. All right, Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire joining us now. And Bob, not only is it the weekend, but it's shaping up to be a pretty nice one.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice one. If you like room temperature, you're going to love this. Let me show you. We'll go to our temperatures here. Here's what you're going to see over the next 6 days. You'll notice on Saturday and Sunday, we're talking 72, 71 degrees. Pretty nice. Then on Sunday, we actually have a cold front moving through. Let me show you how this is going to play out. As you see here in our high-resolution forecast model, still got a couple of sprinkles and some snow showers over in the Beartooth Mountains tonight. Some of them trying to make a run towards the Billings area, but it looks like they're falling short right now. Then most of Saturday, sunny skies throughout the day. Then by Sunday, maybe a little wave of moisture moves through, but the next wave of moisture moves through about 4:30 in the afternoon. That'll be your new cold front, and that'll bring us a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. And then after that, it looks like the whole thing just kind of moves on, and we'll probably see some more showers move in overnight Sunday night and again on into Monday. So that's the way things are shaping up. It's actually going to be a pretty nice weekend. Most of Saturday looks good. Sunday, half of Sunday look kind of mostly sunny, but you'll probably see some showers moving in. If you're going to do yard work, get it done Saturday, and then the rain comes in and just waters it all in on Sunday. We'll have more in the forecast in a few minutes.
Thanks, Bob. A pickup truck involved in a Butte shooting last night is now tied to a Billings homicide on Sunday that left a 50-year-old man dead. 21-year-old Colby Clark of Billings is charged with attempted deliberate homicide after allegedly shooting a 26-year-old Butte man 3 times. It happened just after 5 last night at a skate park off of Shields Avenue in Butte. Clark led police on a chase before he crashed his truck and ran. Police captured him just a short ways away. Now, just hours before, Billings police had requested the public's help to identify the small light-colored single-cab pickup truck that they believe to be involved in that fatal shooting in Billings Sunday. 50-year-old Micah Myron was shot in the front yard of a home on South 31st Street and died soon afterwards at the hospital. Police say there were 2 people in that truck the night of the shooting, and a dog was riding in the truck bed. Now, last night's 26-year-old Butte shooting victim is expected to survive. Well, a trial date is now set for a triple homicide in Bighorn County, Wyoming, as the accused killer pleads not guilty to murdering 3 family members back on March 29th. 55-year-old Dana Beartusk pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder. 54-year-old Sina Fisher, 51-year-old Angelina Beartusk, and 25-year-old Moke Daviano Fisher were found dead at the suspected killer's home. Beartusk was arrested in Montana after leaving Wyoming and telling a family member that he killed someone. The trial is now set for September 28th. Still to come on tonight's 10 o'clock news, it's time to zoom as Brandon Sullivan catches up with a rising star in the Billings business world. Plus a May Day celebration that some local students won't soon forget. And in sports, it's time to rodeo. Scott fills us in on what's next for Montana's high schoolers.
You're watching MTN News with Janelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.